Hello, marry me. I was discussing with some friends of mine on Facebook, and the idea about occult tools choosing the user instead of all the way around came up. And I thought that would be a good topic for a video, so here I am. Now, do I agree with this statement? Do occult tools choose the user, or basically the other way around? And I'm of two minds on this, because on one end, I do believe that we instinctively, solely, basically that either instincts, our souls, higher powers, and so on, very often guides us to find the tools, equipment, and paths to follow that will be most beneficial for our growth. And I do believe that listening to such advice from our inner selves, our guides, whatever you believe is there, is extremely beneficial. On the other hand, I think that a statement like that is sort of symptomatic and a part of the problem within the New Age and occult community. There's a lot of people who sort of just lean back and say, oh well, I don't have any choice, any direction, I just listen to what the universe tells me and fate, and there's no choice in it whatsoever. And I feel this also becomes a very wrong path to take, because I'm a strong believer in free will. I do believe that there are forces in this world guiding us, and I do believe that listening to their advice is often a good thing. On the other hand, I do not believe that there is some sort of fate that we cannot escape, that we just are puppets in some cosmic play, uh, where various forces beyond our ken pulls our strings. So basically, do the tool choose the user or not? Well, in and of itself, an occult tool doesn't choose anything because it is an inanimate object. Now, yes, if that thing has been used a lot, it can have a spirit attached to it, and it can choose you. That becomes something a little bit different. It is more like adopting a friend, but in and of itself, when you go to the store, that stack of oracle cards, it hasn't chosen you because it's cardboard. However, I do believe that we can get indications from our intuition, and wherever the intuition comes from, that tells us which of these tools become is more in tune with us. Basically, it's like the video I made recently where I said that some tarot cards, for example, you can think they are very, very pretty, but they just don't resonate with you. Same way, listening to your intuition can help you find things that do resonate with you. On the other hand, I also believe that we should listen to our free will, and I guess it's the same old debate. Um, because, in one end, I think that seeing everything as part of a greater whole. That when you break a plate, so you are late to your work, so that you get just in time to uh, help a little old lady cross the road safely, and who knows what would happen if you hadn't been there. That it can be a greater force that has led you to this. And I do believe that having the belief that everything happens for a reason can be a very comforting belief. On the other hand, I also think it can be a path to just being complacent. Basically saying, oh well, Everything happens for a reason. I don't really need to get involved because I am just a puppet on a stage. So, yeah. So the question of occult tools is, should you listen to what you want, or should you listen to that little inner voice that leads you to a tool or another? I think that you should listen to both. Basically, if you see a pendulum you really like, should you choose that pendulum, or should you use that pendulum you feel that instinctive connection to? I think I would probably choose the one that I have an instinctive connection to, but I would think closely about it, and at some points I might say no, I want the one that I really like consciously instead. It really, I mean, with this again, and I'm sorry if this video turns out a bit babbling. Basically, it has such a tendency in all topics that people stand on one hill or the other and say this is the only way to do such and such and such. And I always believe that most things there's a golden middle path. So, for example, I've showed this before. It's my Lotus tea light holder. It has kitty hairs on it. I have a feeling my cat has been rubbing her head against it. And I really like these. And I use them for a lot of things. Among other things, I have a full moon ritual and other moon rituals where I use this one. And it's become dusty. I hate when that happens. I'll clean that later. This one sort of attracts dust. But anyway, this one is red. I got it for Christmas from my mother one year. But I decided I wanted another one. And they had black ones. And I really wanted black Lotus candle holder. So I went to the New Age store to just check it out. And they had the black ones there and I really wanted them, but I was so drawn to this dark blue one instead. And I think I was in the store a half an hour just debating which one to get, and eventually I did go with the blue one because I felt that probably if I was so attracted to the blue, I needed that blue energy at the time. So I am not saying there's anything wrong with following what you feel that you should have because your guides, your intuition and so on tells you. But I'm saying that you should think about it and not just accept it that, oh well, then I guess it's meant to be or not meant to be. So if you find a tool and you just don't have the money for it in your purse right then and there, oh well, yes, it wasn't meant to be, then save up and buy it later. Or if you find a tool you like, or I mean that you don't like but you feel this attraction to, you feel, oh no, I have to buy it no matter what because it was meant to be. I guess what I'm saying is that following your intuition, your guides, your soul, inner voice, and so on is very powerful and very useful. But it should also be coupled with reason. And basically, most mundane says you should think with this and with this, your heart and your mind. I say you should think with this, and with this, your heart, your mind, and your soul. But you shouldn't just cut your mind out of it. You should think with all three to come to the right conclusions for you. So that you don't have to walk the path that has been laid out for you. You can walk another one. There's nothing wrong with that. And you should make your considerations with every intelligence you have to make the one that is best for you. So, I mean, choosing ritual and occult tools is difficult because these tools become, while they might start out as just inanimate objects, they get filled with our energy with use. They become very dear possessions. So choosing them is quite a task. And again, here I feel that using your intuition is a very important tool, but also think and also feel what your heart tells you is right. And also, yes, sometimes things just line up. Like, for example, you go to a cafe, you decide, oh, well, I might as well have one of those lottery cards that is great. And let's say you then win 20 bucks on it. And you walk past the occult bookstore and you see a tarot deck just been placed down to $20 and you feel such a pull towards it. Chances are that's the universe way of telling you, look, here, I paved the road for you. You're supposed to have this deck. Pick it up. But it doesn't mean that every time something indicates that something is good for you or that there is some complication in the way of getting something that it particularly means something. I mean, if you decide, I want to get that deck, I don't have the money for it right now, so you save up, but constantly something gets in the way of saving money for it, then you might indicate that perhaps something is telling you something. You might still go against that and get a deck, but it is a clear indication that you're being sent a sign here. And you should take that into consideration, like good advice, and then make your own decision based on it. But if that something doesn't just fall into your hands is an indication that you're not supposed to have it. It might still be a very, very useful tool for you. So I guess that is what I want to come down to. One is think not just with your soul and intuition, but your heart, your mind, and your soul, because all of those three as a part of you. And the second is that yes, sometimes the universe sort of knocks you over the head with a clue by four and tells you this is definitely something for you. But even if you come to a store, want to buy an oracle deck, don't have quite enough money for it yet, that isn't in the universe telling you that you shouldn't have this. However, if every time you save up, so you have to find out you have to use the money for something else, and then you finally have enough money, somebody bought the last copy right before you came into the store, that might be a sign to listen to, though again, you have free will, you can choose to listen or not. So yeah, I feel that when picking occult tools, you should listen 1 to basically what you want, 2 to what your intuition say, and 3 to basically reason, hey, will this be a useful tool to me in my practice right now? Do I have something similar? What am I going to do with it? How will this develop me, and so on. So, do occult tools choose their owners or not? Yeah, sort of. I think it's possible that they do, and like I said, unless they have a spirit in them, they don't really choose it themselves because they are not alive and cannot think. But I think that your intuition can choose one that fits for you. Does that mean you have to listen to that choice? No. There is nothing wrong with listening to it, but like I said, you should make sure that you also, within your heart and mind, feel it is a good idea. So yeah, that was my video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have a great day. Blessed be.